My Gavan and Melanine, and well met indeed. I'm Arak here, Carlid Earthen, head of the modding team behind Divide and Conquer, and welcome back to the same as we continue on as the Anduin. In our last episode, Peace in the Vale, we didn't have to fight anybody, and you may have all recalled the annoying news that the Woodland Realm, our northern neighbours and allies at this time, took Southis and destroyed Dol Guldur, which meant our army, which had been assembled to do just that, then had no purpose. So we're going to head west, and we're going to hit Lothlorien. I was very surprised to see in the comments that almost all of you advocated a war with the dwarves rather than the elves. But I'd rather attack the elves, to be honest. I have no hatred toward the dwarves. They've proved staunch allies in the north, and despite the fact that Khazad have taken some key points from us, I'd happily stay allied to them and attack Lorien on their behalf, because Lorien and Khazad are now at war with one another. Another interesting little feature is that at the moment, because we're allied to the Woodland Realm, it means that Dale probably aren't all that hot on us. And Dale, of course, are allied to Erebor, and so I imagine that Erebor will shortly side with them and attack the Woodland Realm. But we're in no position to attack the Woodland Realm at the moment. We're going to go for Lothlorien. Yes, but something that will happen is these armies we can finally mix and match and put Barmod, give Barmod a real army. Because at the moment he's not a real boy. At the moment he leads a small force and a captain is leading the larger secondary army. And unfortunately, through my mismanagement of my forces, I was unable to merge them together. But it's alright, we can do it this time. I'll let the dwarves are coming to assist. Oh, and so are the elves. Everyone's rallying round the Vale, because of course, everyone's hope for peace and freedom in Middle-earth now rests with the Aetheod of the Anduin Vale. Aragorn, the true High King of the reunited kingdoms of Gondor and Arnor, has died some time ago, his bloodline dying with him, and thus no real successor stands forth to take that throne. The Dunedain will fade into obscurity. The Breeland, the very place that the Dunedain have sworn to secure and to save, has been overrun by their enemies, with their elected council leader being slain and their armies being scattered to the four winds. The Dunedain have clearly failed in their task, and we cannot rely on them to secure peace in this land. Elsewhere, allies become enemies. The dwarves and the elves have turned on one another as old hatreds bubble and seethe to the surface, and it will be for us to intervene as mediators in that action. But in this instance, mediation takes on the form of aggression, as we put down the aggressor in an attempt to secure peace and freedom for all. And so it shall be done. Right, you're going to merge with Barmod. Barmod is this fellow just here. Let's go and make him stand over here. There we are. Right, you're going to give him definitely the cavalry. Yes, please. I should take many of your archers. So that's a good start. You can only take 3 more units after that. And nothing that you've got is really all that good. 2 more cav maybe. And one of those is fodder, I suppose. Probably the best bet. You've got 39 Aetheod horsemen, and we've got 25 Aetheod horsemen. Yes, so if we put them into that army and merge them together and then send them back. Have we got anything else that we can beef up? We've got the big shield and we've got the axe. Axeman with 121. Yes, there we are. It's like refueling in mid-air, isn't it? Yes, my lord. And the shieldman. Yes, the shieldman. They have to merge the other way, but that will do. There we are. And another good unit goes back. Perfect, perfect. I think that's all we're going to get out of that, though. None of those other units are represented in that army. And he's got essentially a full force. There isn't anything else, is there? Another axe-bearer unit that's low? No. No, that is pretty much it. Captain Quen. Now, Quen, I think what I'll use for you is to become the garrison commander of Anon and Arod. So don't get involved in the fight. Hang back, and once we've taken the town, we'll pop you in there. Anon and Arod is a unique settlement, and I don't actually think that ladders or siege towers work here. Oh, we've got a catapult, of course. We could just go in. Oh, their faction leader resides within. And will Khazad come with us? Oh, yes, they will. Yeah, let's do it. Sod it. Let's school these goblins. If I allow that army to be controlled by the AI, it's going to get massacred. So we won't allow Tortilla to get controlled, but Lord Blaine will. Blaine. So if we break down the door, then Blaine will go in and do all the killing, and we still get the town. There's quite a few Black Pit units in here, and they haven't been. Moria hasn't been edited at all. Only their name has been changed. As you can see, they're actually still they are a mid-tier unit. Now I know I've fallen into this trap so many times before in absolutely trashing the Black Pit units and saying how garbage they are. But it's only because when I look at them, I appreciate they're very dependable units. They should not be underestimated. But when I look at them, I always think they should be elite units. And I'm always then surprised to see that actually they're only slightly better than Gondor Militia. And in fact, they're not even as good as Gondor Infantry, which are the two standards in my mind. I always think of those two as being the average, the middle ground. Anything less than those is poor, and anything above those is good at that same tier. We'll wait, we've got the chance. No need to attack in fog. Right, before we attack, though, let's just go and have a look at the settlement for you all. This is Anduin and a Rod. It was created by... Oh, what has gone on with the keys again? Oh, no, we didn't fight a battle last time, and I haven't changed the keys. This battle's going to be very confusing, and I'm going to press the wrong buttons a lot, because I forgot to copy the keys over from the Enid Wythe video where I've actually amended them. The only thing that doesn't work is the Q, A, E, and D are the wrong way round. So that is Q when it should be A, and A is rotate, and I need to just change them. Anyway, let's actually have a look at the city. This is Anduin and a Rod. Arcade created this one as a unique settlement, and as you can see, it's very, very simplistic in design and nature, but still very cool. Assets taken from Battle of Middle-earth. Once again, you'll recognise those from the Goblin faction. There's a large cliff face here, which gives cover for the settlement. There's a well of sorts there, and the... Isn't that the building that gives them their upgrades in Battle for Middle-earth? I think it is. With a little flag in the centre. So it's a very, very simple, straightforward battle map. But the one advantage they've got that the AI would never use, that a human will, is that hill just there, which they can actually place units on. But as you can see, you do not need ladders, and you do not need towers. They have no benefit. Right. Archers. Did we have any other archers? We've got cavalry archers. You have no benefit, really, no purpose. Actually, the only problem as well is that we're attacking uphill. We want to get as close to the dwarves as we can, so we're going to come from this side, actually. This button thing is going to annoy me so much. I must remember to change it afterward. It's frustrating because of the way that keys are handled, so keyboard shortcuts are different for every single mod. So you can have, if you wanted, different keyboard shortcuts even for the DLCs of the game. Although obviously back when this game came out, it wasn't actually DLC, it was a physical thing you had to buy. But you can have different keyboard shortcuts for every mod that you install, because they are handled at the folder level, not at the game level, which is a bizarre design choice if you ask me, but there we are. I didn't make the game. And there we are in the back there. Right, you're going to have to get up that hill, because otherwise you're going to be woefully inaccurate, which means someone might shoot at you. So this could all go to pot real quick if the enemy has any kind of range. I didn't actually stop to look if they had much range, which was a bit foolish. Now, if they were smart about this, they would move out to destroy my catapult. But catapults are not very accurate when they're firing up hills, so you've got to get them in close so that they can just do a straight line attack, which is what they should be able to do here. So bring down that gate, please. Yes, perfect. Right, and as soon as they've gone, why can't we command our ally? Feel free to fire at will. The enemy is shooting at us. Bring the melee forces up. That was foolish. Also, we could do with breaking the gate down in another location, actually. Yeah, look, they're coming out to stop it. Or rather, they're coming out to die. I don't know what their plan there was. I'll happily accept their, their foolish deaths. Come on, just bring down that gate before they stop you.
We've breached
Yes, well done, well done, well done. Right, let's pull the catapults out, otherwise they'll just die for no reason. Cavalry, you can come to the bottom of the hill, but there's not much purpose for you to do that, but we'll do it anyway. Right, cavalry archers, let's run you away. Oh, wow, you've been massacred! Who did they have shooting back at us, then? Oh, just Black Pit archers. Oh, Khazad are coming. Khazad are coming. Why can't I control Khazad? Why is that option not available to me? I don't think the catapult's going to get out. Interesting how a siege defense, we have such advantage in arrow in range that the AI has felt that this is going to be better served, that they're going to win this. Their chances are increased if they actually leave the safety of their town, because we outnumber them so much. But we've got some Mountain Uruks, Moria's actual elite unit, standing before us. Apologies for the constant camera turning left and right. I apologise for these things, and many of you will be annoyed. You'll be like, Gala, you don't need to apologise. Stop apologising. But it bothers me, so I apologise. Right, in we go. We've got some bear warriors. You won't be able to stand up to them, I can assure you. There's Azog's Defilers, the elite Moria Cav, arguably the best Warg unit in the game now. And they look pretty cool, courtesy of reforged armoured Warg model. Much of their force is retreating back into the city. 4% of us have died, 13% of them have died. But they are still mostly grouping around the edge. They've just sent forward some sacrifices, apparently. There's some units they just really don't like. They want to get them killed. So let's get these Mountain Uruks killed off. Got them completely surrounded. Always nice to see. Is that one of mine? Yes, it is. Go and hit those Defilers. And come on, Khazad, you're supposed to be doing the dying for me today. Are you even moving the bulk of your army? Some of it, and all of it. Why aren't you bringing everyone? Bring the whole army. Idiots. Mountain Uruks are going down, but they are going down with a fight, I can assure you of that. I love it when you surround a unit and you get this sort of ring of of defense in the center. A ring of hope is probably a better word, although last hope is maybe a better phrase. Because they're all going to die when they're surrounded that much. But look how much cooler the Anduin looks in the late game now. The nice red colour scheme throughout, the crisp, clear bear symbol upon the shield. It's good. There's a single Azog Defiler left. He's wading into the army, but those two axemen have cracked his skull. Down he goes. The banner for Moria still waves high, with the three great peaks of Moria depicted on the banner, with the Eye of Sauron showing their true affiliation above. That'll be the last to go down. Well, hopefully it would have been the first, but we don't really have time to spend all this much time killing them. But we can't move the rest of our army up until they're dead, because otherwise the archers will get stuck on the Mountain Uruks and they'll join the fighting. Only the banner carrier by the looks of it remains. And he's gone. Perfect. Right, archers, return to your points. Your posts atop the hill. The dwarves apparently are not going to go in and attack, so it will fall to us to do that. Which isn't great. Not great at all. Let's get the catapult back up here. Don't fire at will, actually. I'll tell you what to shoot at. And move the melee forces in. Bring the general. I mean, if we send the general in, he's just going to die, isn't he, actually? So we won't send the general in. Catapults are finally moving.
The enemy's walls belong to us now.
The archers are in position. Only a few of them can shoot, though, interestingly. Alright, catapults. Give me just one solid hit on those goblin archers straight in front of you. Nice. Very nice. Right, that's it. The catapult crew is done. Pull them out. The enemy is grouping up in anticipation of our push. We're going to have to do all the work. That's alright. This army, as with all our armies now, is eminently expendable. It's just a shame that the dwarves aren't coming through. And our reinforcements, of course, sat atop the hill over there. If I swap to the other UI, is it going to magically appear? Oh no. Interesting. But we're allied to Khazad, so I don't understand why we can't control them. Bear Warriors, let's get you round over there. Spearmen go with them. That spear unit is just dying there, so move with the rest, please. Just getting javelin to death. The building axemen are probably going to die. The AI is actually defending this really well. There are 3 routes to the town square, and they've blocked all of them. I've never known the AI to actually do well. And our archers are completely spent, so pull them out as well. The cavalry, I don't know why I moved them close, they have no purpose. I don't think we have enough melee forces to actually break this, so this is going to be an interesting one. Go with them, and you guys do go back actually and support them. Shouldn't have moved you, that was silly. They were always going to die, that one on the left, they need more. Mountain Orc Hunters versus Valesmen. It's not even going to be a fight. Those Valesmen are probably going to run away the minute they get into that battle. And who have we got for you? Halbeards and Uruk Overseers. And the Overseers are chanting. Yeah, oh yeah, look, they're routing. With our allies not actually doing anything, I don't think we're going to win this. Should have auto-resolved. Get in there so that they don't hit you with the javelins, please. In we go. Oh, the Bear Warriors have instantly broken the forces on their side. Push them out. Get stuck in, boys. Come on. There you go. Hit them all. Hit them all. No, don't turn around and run away. Let's get in there. Let's get stuck in. 34% of them have died to our initial attacks. That entire middle army is gone. And the army on this left-hand side... Yeah, they are ready to go again. Come back this way, and we'll try and send you all around the left. I'm loath to send in the general because he will just die. We just can't use anything else here. Cavalry in this situation is not good. It won't achieve anything. Now, the Bear Warriors are phenomenally good. They are an absolutely outrageous unit. 11 attack, 21 defense, armor piercing, effective inspire our forces. That's what I was looking for. They're a really, really good unit. 13 of that defense is armor as well, which is handy. Which means they're not that susceptible to arrow fire either. Also, they look damn cool. The winged helmets of the old Carrot Guard actually works really well now that they've been... It fits their armour way better than it did on the Carrot Guard. They just look really good. Really nice unit. They're going to do well on that side. I can assure you on that. But it's this other side where we're going to have difficulties. Where our blob meets their blob. Now, most of their units we massively outclass. Goblin Hunters, or Orc Hunters, sorry, Goblin Infantry, Orc Defenders to a degree. Black Pit Archers won't be a problem. Goblin Archers in there, Orc Defenders, Black Pit Halberds, they'll be possibly an issue. The Mountain Orc Hunters, of course. Oh, here I am saying the Bear Warriors are going to smash them, and they've routed and been massacred. Ah, so that's good. As the timer now reaches the halfway point. I could really do with the dwarves actually coming and getting involved. That would be real handy. We've just lost our best units there. But the dwarves, for whatever reason, just simply will not attack. And I wonder if it's a layout issue, if they just don't know how to attack this settlement. But they're just having none of it. They're just standing by, doing sod all. Now, they don't have an amazing army, but they're dwarves. They'd still do well. And of course, because I told my ally army to not be commanded because he would just get himself killed, we can't use him unless our units fall away. But by the time he walks from the edge of the map to here, it'll be done. So essentially what I'm saying is if this melee army here, when it finally breaks and flees, I think I'm just going to exit the battle and accept the loss. Because this army is never going to be able to actually get through all of that. These are our arguably worst units. The Bjorning Defenders and the Bjorning Shield Bearers are good, of course. But Shield Bearers aren't killers, they're defenders. And defenders, despite the name, can kill, but they're not our best at doing so. I'm really surprised those Bear Warriors just broke and fled. Like, I don't know what caused that. I don't know where the enemy general is either. I haven't really seen him. But the faction leader stands within here. I forgot how unbelievably unhelpful it is to have two armies attack a city. But I didn't count on Khazad just doing literally nothing. And the fact that I can't command Khazad, there we are, they've broken and fled. We're not going to sit out that timer.
We have nothing to be ashamed of.
I didn't count on the dwarves doing nothing. I think it's probably just a layout issue. I expect they just don't know how to attack that settlement. Because they moved up the hill to attack the enemy units that came outside the walls. But as soon as they went back into the walls, I just think the AI didn't know how to attack them. It's as if the entire town was shrouded in mist and they just couldn't move into it.
Pulling back from the walls.
Yes, my lord. Your orders.
But there we are. Much of our army has made it out alive,
Yes, my lord.
which is all we really needed. And
Your orders, my lord.
Your will, my lord. As you wish.
you can merge them into an army now. I think you can take those axemen and merge them. What's the other one? The farmhand. Can't do that with the farmhand. You might as well take them though. There's a space, isn't there? Yeah. Alright, we'll besiege it again on the next turn, if the dwarves don't beat us to it. Mordor and the Ardenaim are at war with each other. Oh, brilliant news. And the Dunedain and Dunland are. And Harad and Mordor have broken their alliance. Oh, this is the most interesting diplomatic game I think I've played in a very, very long time.
Yes, my lord.
Now, we'll turn our attention to Mordor in due course, but for now, our attention must be turned to the elves. And in order to deal with the elves, we'll need armies of uncountable numbers. And we'll need late-game armies, but unfortunately our late-game forces are very slow to train and very slow to replenish as well. I mean, like, arguably our best location. As many people have said in the comments, I think I will just double-check if the Sylvan March Wardens are an actual Anduin unit, and I'm definitely going to make them more readily available. Like, balance be damned. I don't think being able to train one Elven Archer unit from all of Mirkwood is going to substantially ruin Anduin's campaign. The fact that they come from Amunlank only means that we are 117 turns in. We've only just trained our first unit of them. And they're in one of these armies, aren't they?
Your orders, my lord.
No, can't even see them. Don't even know where they are. I'm not even sure we have even trained a unit of them yet. And I just think, what is the point of this feature? This is what I just don't understand. I don't understand the pushback to giving units and variety. It's just, I just don't agree with it. We're 117 turns in. We can't even train the unit yet, and yet I would say we've done Anduin fairly routinely. Yeah, we could have rushed Amunlank slightly earlier, but we went for Gundabad instead. But having one Elven Archer unit every 20-something turns is just not going to break the game. And at the minute, that's what the setup is. But given that the unit takes something like 75% Anduin culture to train, you're just not going to get it in many settlements anyway. I just think it's much better to have it more readily available, and that's one of the first things I'm going to do when I come to do some modding. Some absolutely fantastic news for you all is with courtesy of a modder come beta tester called Jojo, who believes he has found the reason for the near constant Gundabad crashes. And with some tweaking and editing, we should be able to eradicate them all together. Obviously, testing will ensue once the changes have been made. I hope to make the changes today or tomorrow. For a bit of a rare occurrence, I recorded this video today, actually, because I'm off work today and tomorrow. I'm on annual leave, and so I am able to do what I like. So I recorded this morning and then uploaded it this morning, which is why it's gone up slightly later than normal, if you usually are waiting for my videos the minute they come out. And I hope to do some modding over these next 4 days, with the weekend included. There's a few little bits and bobs I want to do, and one such thing I want to do, definitely, given that we're so close to the unit limit, and it just makes sense, I just think the Sylvan March Warden unit should absolutely give way to just a standard Elven unit. Just let the Anduin train a normal Elven unit. I'm not sure what our reasoning behind not doing that in the first place was. Let's get Bjornings here again. Bjornings seem to be the most useful, because cavalry, it's nice to have a couple of cavalry units in an army, but you never have an army of cavalry, unless you've specifically built a sort of raiding force. The woodmen are useful for the archers, but... Oh, we can retrain the Sons of the Fallen. Generally, the Bjorning camp is the best, because they give the defensive units. And I think that works quite well. So you have a couple of cavalry, a couple of stables here and there. You'll have a couple of woodman camps here and there to give you your archers, to give you your cav. But generally speaking, the Bjornings make up the bulk of your army, which I think they should. So I think that's good. It works well. Right, Quorn, we don't need you there anymore, because we're not worried about that side any longer. We've got a spy down in Ostenadil already, but if you could come down to here and check on Kaloniak. Just double check if the goblins are going to hold that. Right, we shall see.
Yes, my lord.
We shall engage.
Maintain the siege.
To battle. We shall prevail. Yes.
Alright, so sadly we've got to go through the whole thing again. 7 turns till they surrender, which is a bloody long time. So be it. Oh, the One Ring has been located. Dunyard. Yep, not bothered about that. We did have the ring, didn't we? And then Alaric died. There we are, our first Sylvan March Warden unit. Better late than never, I suppose. Oh, Mordor are coming in for Lothlorien. But Mordor, you're at war with the Ardenaim now, and Gondor. What's going on? Leave us alone. This is our land. That's a sizable army, though, isn't it? If we start the war with Mordor now, we will be against a never-ending tide of Mordor armies. And I'm not sure I really want that. Right, the forces that have just been trained here, the bulk of you are going to join that army. So take all of the quote-unquote good units. Definitely take the archers. And then the rest can stay behind. Berenold is the governor of Amrinlank now, so he's going to stay there forever. You can already get a few more. Why do we get the trackers here? Oh, because we've got the guild, haven't we? We've got the guild, the Master Hunters Guild. That's nice. Good. Right, I believe that can end our turn. Re-sieging Anon in a rod. What are we on now? Still 20 regions held. We only need 10 more and Moria to die, and we have 1. We're going to get 1 more with Anon in a rod. With any luck... Oh, Ostenithil has fallen to the High Elves. Ah, dear. Moria are right up against it. Right, so we're only going to get probably 1 more out of Moria. So then it's the few from Lothlorien, and then we'll have to chip a couple away from Mordor. So that's probably our path to victory. Once we hit the victory conditions, I will just end this. And I've shown off the Anduin. It's been enjoyable. It's been fun. Some changes and tweaks will probably be made to make it a touch harder in future versions. But overall, it's been successful and enjoyable. But not every campaign needs to be ridiculously hard. I'm very much of the opinion that it's nice to have 1 or 2 factions who are hard. So people that really want to challenge, people like myself who are maybe a touch average at the game and want to challenge, can play those factions and they might find them difficult. People that have played this game non-stop and the holier-than-thou crowd that think every single faction is easy, we're never going to be able to cater to them, so they'll always be disappointed. So why bother trying is very much my motto. Their views, to my mind, are irrelevant, to be honest. Apologies. But if you're fantastic and amazing at the game, there is nothing we can do in a Med 2 engine to make it harder. Without just throwing hundreds and hundreds of units at you, which is just boring and not fun. But that's really the only option that we have. But my opinion is very much that people playing Divide and Conquer, Third Age Divide and Conquer, Middle-earth Total War, people playing Middle-earth Total War really come to play this because they want to just play a game like this in a Lord of the Rings setting. They're not necessarily here because they want to play the hardest game imaginable. It's not like they're all coming to this because they've gotten bored of legendary difficulty in a later Total War game and they've come back for this. They're here because they want to play Lord of the Rings, and so I don't think the difficulty matters that much. The dwarves of Erebor have gone to war with the Woodland Realm. Oh, bugger. it may well be then that the Woodland Realm give us our 10 provinces. We knew that this was going to happen. This was always an inevitability. Because the dwarves like Dale. Now, we're not allied to Dale, so do we stand with the elves against Erebor and Dale, or do we stand with Dale and Erebor against the elves? Given how intertwined our realm is with... look, we border both of them, though. I'm looking at the minimap, but I should probably move and show you. Dwarves have obviously got Rakiberg, and they'd love Dane's Halls, and they'd give their left pickaxe to take Dane's Halls. But we don't know how their situation fares against Rune, and if it goes poorly, then siding with them is a bad decision, because they'll just get wiped out by the increased enemy they've just brought on themselves. Oh, this is such a gamble. Such a gamble. I really want to know how it's going with Rune, but I don't want to cheat to find out, so we've just got to punt on it. Now, we border the Woodland Realm completely. One thing that we can do, though, is make a decision based on diplomacy. The Woodland Realm are allied to Lothlorien. Ah, bugger. And we're about to attack Lothlorien because they're at war with our ally. Oh, no, they're not. They've made peace. They've made peace with Khazad. Ah. Interesting. Ah, so if we side with Erebor, Lorien will almost certainly come for us. Oh, look at this. We need to hit Mordor early doors. It's interesting that they've made peace. I didn't see that. When did that happen? Diplomatic information. Oh, I don't know. Khazad-dûm's gone for the Dunland, and Erebor and, yeah, Woodland Realm, which is where our conundrum lies. Right, so if we turn our backs on the Woodland Realm, Lothlorien will almost certainly use that as an opportunity to attack us, because they are still allied to each other. So it's war with either Lothlorien and the Woodland Realm, or Erebor possibly. But there's not instant war, we just break the alliance. I'm going to go the ballsy away, because why not? There we are, we're no longer allied to the Woodland Realm.
Orders.
Yes, my lord.
Yes. As you command.
And war
we
with
shall
Mordor must
prevail.
come, so
Yes. Your will.
let us throw the first stone so that we're in a good position to do so.
Assembling a
Oh, and if they
mighty
want to come at
host.
Amun, like, be my bloody guest, you're never going to take that in a month of Sundays. Dane's Hall's got a nice blacksmith up there and can now get an advanced one. Which doesn't matter because it's miles away and means very little to our military cause. Oh, excuse me, sorry. The Woodman Range is next up, so we can get more elites. Now more than ever, it is imperative that we have actual sight range on our neighbour. So, those generals who have been camping out here doing sod all for a while, it's time to build some towers, because a Woodland Realm could come at any moment from within that forest.
Tower will keep vigil over the lands.
I don't know why I just trained those, to be honest.
By your command.
Having troops available is always wise.
With
I don't really want to take Grimby on it. Oh, we make loads of money. What does it matter?
We
What
can
does
go
it
no
matter?
further,
No,
my
try
lord.
not to trespass to
We
build
shall
these towers.
continue tomorrow.
Right, war with Mordor then. That seems most likely where we're going to get our 10 regions from, and possibly the Woodland Realm. But we shall see how the Woodland Realm deal with their enemies to the east. And then maybe we can third party at the right moment. Ossul is held by the Dúnedain. It seems to me that Anon and Arod is likely to be the goblins' last town. Head down and look at Byrig. We could go and hit Byrig, couldn't we? We could go and hit Dunland. I just hate fighting Mordor. It's so boring. Mordor are so easily defeated with archers. And the only thing that they got that can help them is great beasts. And we don't actually have anything that really counters great beasts. Have you got siege?
Yes, my
Oh yeah, we got a bit of siege. So
Your
it'll be
orders,
alright.
my lord.
We've got so many archers in those armies. Brown boat. It becomes a bit more important for you to become a touch more militaristic. So cease with the economic buildings and let's turn you slightly more aggressive. Do we have another general down here anywhere? Oh, the Roskabel guy.
My lord.
Oh, and there's someone in Dwinberg as well.
Orders.
Let's move the generals to the front line. So you're going to go over here and build towers, and then you're going to go into Brown Boat. And the Dwinberg person, you're going to come over here and build towers, and then you're going to take up governance of Enethauer, the centre of the forest. Right, we'll end the turn one time, and then I think we'll end the episode there. so that I can upload it today, and then it'll be live streamed for the final episode on Saturday morning. Now, something that I definitely plan to do tomorrow, I've already laid out in my head how I'm going to do it, is finally bring you the top 10 Pikes video, and I'm actually quite excited to do it for once. Please don't tell me you're breaking the wall. No, the AI can't do that. It's a diplomatic option that's available to them, but the AI's coding or scripting or behavior was never set up to make them realize that they have to tell someone that they're going to go to war with them. Because the AI knows they can just attack anyone they want and it will break alliances as and when they need them to. So it's a simple system that stops the AI doing any damage. And to be honest, I think it's a fundamental core concept of this mod that allies can't attack each other, because it would just descend into carnage if they could. Rune is doing so badly that their last stand army has just arrived. Oh, Lothlorien's leader's dead. Lothlorien has been raised? Sorry, what? Oh, Mordor took back what was theirs. No wonder Khazad and Lorien. Karaz Galadon has fallen. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Well, we shall take Dor Norhak and stem the tide of Mordor's forces moving through, and then ideally, if we can, nip over and just take Lothlorien. It'll be better in our hands. It'll be better in our hands. Right, here we are. Yes, Moria's last city, where Radmuz leads the army in Kaloniak. Ah, no, sorry, that castle is the Goblin Castle. It's not unique to Anon and Arod. It is the Goblin's Castle, which is worrying because then that means the AI might never work there. Dorwinion and Mordor at war, and the Ardenaim and Harad have formed a truce. Right, let's just do our final bits of Empire management, and then we will toggle Fog of War because a lot is going on in the world, and it will help inform my decision as a modder. Mordor did send someone up to Amun Lank, but if he thinks he's going to take Amun Lank, he's gravely mistaken, chucking a ballista just in case. Right, let's make sure they're not anything. A new family member, Aruberga, and Grimwine has become a woodcutter. Right, let's have a look at the world then, see what we're up against. So, Mordor, all-powerful. Gondor and Rohan have been destroyed, and the Isengard-Mordor alliance, which I'm assuming they have? Yes, they do. They're their only ally, in fact. Rune is their secondary ally, who, as we've already discussed, have been obliterated. In fact, Rune only holds 2 regions, Enmahath and Mistrand. Dorwinion is on fire. We need to get Dorwinion's alliance secured. Absolutely noodly, then. We definitely want Dorwinion. I'm using this as modding, and then I'm just cheating and seeing how we can do... Oh, no, we've thrown our hat in with the wrong team. Oh, and Dorwinion is at war with Dale. Are you joking? Come on, guys. There's literal evil to your south. And you're fighting amongst each other. Take on these fools. It's good to see the Nazgul script works properly, and Kamul, after his faction being destroyed, has turned his attention to Mordor, where he now fights. Rohan is still alive, but I mean not for much longer. Isengard has everything. Gondor has been gutted, east and west. But with the Ardenaim against Mordor, that's quite an interesting one. They have no allies. And they're at war with all the people around them, including the High Elves. Oh, because of the script that makes them attack the High Elves. The High Elves obviously took back what they lost, as they all often do. It's only really for the player. The Goblins have got Mengelin as well, actually, which is interesting. Which our scout would have seen that, so that's not really cheating to know. Dunland are mopping up what Bree have taken. So war with Dunland is a possibility, very much a possibility. Keeping peace in Eriador, as is our want, and is something that we've been doing very well for many years now. We could carry on with that. But otherwise, the Goblins are well and truly out. They've only got those 3 regions, and they're minor regions. But we might have to take all 3 of them, so there's possibly 3 regions there. I would very much like to take Karaz Galadon off of Mordor. Those invasions are annoying as sin. But then maybe Khazad will do that. Khazad, Dunland. Yeah, they are at war with Mordor. Look at my staunch dwarven allies. Ered Luin, Erebor, Khazad. We can't turn our back now on the dwarves. We are with them. Although the dwarves are doing terribly, actually. Erebor was not the one. Allied to Dale, me and Khazad, war with Woodland Roman Eastlings, but we can't risk the ire of Dorwinion. We need Dorwinion to hit Mordor so that we don't have to actually do too much. If Dorwinion takes Dantalad and we take Dor Norhak, then Mordor is separated from us by quite a way. Gelebrin is the nearest region after that. So then we can put all of our attention into taking Caras Galadon, and then maybe just wipe Lothlorien out. But if we go to war with Lothlorien, the Woodland Realm will hit us. And the Woodland Realm's war with Dale just seems bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Otherwise, though, it's a sad story for Gondor and Dol Amroth in this campaign, but the rest of the world's diplomacy is very interesting. Khand allied... Oh, Khand went good, that's why. And now they're getting crushed by Harad. Yeah. You are getting crushed by Harad. Yes, your only enemies are Harad and Mordor. And they're not bothering with Rune. But Rune will die out. Those two provinces just will not hold. But then it's interesting that their Rune are a sandwich between two enemies. So if Mistran falls to Dorwinion, Dale will likely hit them there. So that's interesting to see. Just why Dale and Dorwinion are at war, I do not know. But they don't actually really border each other, because the only crossing point is here in Erlen's Ferry. And they're not sending troops across it because the towns are too sort of far away. And otherwise they don't trade across there, or they don't jump across there at all. I just can't believe Dale and Dorwinion are at war. It's just so bizarre. But once Rune falls, that's it for them. Anyway, let's hope the Ardenaim can get some ground on Mordor. I'd happily see Gondor fall if it means the Ardenaim can hit Mordor, because that's what we need. We just need Mordor to have someone on the southern end keeping them busy. But Dale and Dorwinion are already hitting, and it's good. It's good is the moral of the story. We've got some infighting between the Northmen in Rovanion, which is disappointing, but overall I think good is going to triumph in this campaign. But Dunland, Isengard and Mordor now hold on, and they've got quite powerful size. Dunland is huge. They've even upgraded Mitchell Delving. Goodness gracious. Oh no, Bree did. That's a Bree large town. Large city, sorry. It looks cool, doesn't it? The double wall effect is awesome. The Dunedain as ever doing basically sod all. The Dunedain having huge, vast armies and just sitting doing nothing. You're not even protecting anyone anymore, Dunedain. Can you just get off your ass and get involved in the world's affairs, please? Yes, you lost Aragorn. Wow, very sad times. But the rest of us are still out here bleeding and dying. So stop hiding in your forests. Stop sitting in pity and help everyone, you stupid bastards. If you'll pardon my French. They must be at war with Dunland, surely. Surely you're at war with Dunland. Yes, you are, so hit them! That they own the Shire, for crying out loud! That's your sole charge, your raison d'etre! Attack them! And defeat them! So that I don't have to! Being the peacekeeper of the world is a tiresome affair. But anyway, for now, that's going to conclude today's episode. I've thoroughly enjoyed today's episode, and now I'm going to go away and spend the whole day playing video games, because that is what I'm gonna want to do. But until we speak again, dear friends, have a smashing Thursday and or Friday, and whatever day of the week you watch this on. Florgs Day, if you're watching this in 1,000 years. And until we speak again, Navar Naden Pedamad Melonin, and farewell.